Oh my gosh. Oh boy. This is embarrassing. It's literally taking me 25 seconds to open this coffee. What's up, guys? It's your girl Trinity here, and I'm back with another dance talk video. And today we're going to be talking about how to build confidence as a dancer. If that is something you are interested in, stay tuned. This thing is annoying. Okay, so I took a poll on Instagram and I asked people about their confidence level, right? And so I asked, do you feel 100% confident? Do you only feel confident sometimes, or do you just not feel confident at all? So far, majority of the people said that sometimes they feel confident. And I think that is totally normal, right? But I'm going to tell you a few secrets on how to increase your confidence as a dancer. So there are two ways I want to break this down: preparation, and then number two, we have acceptance. I am going to break it down for you. So when you are prepared as a dancer, sorry, I'm looking at someone outside. When you are prepared as a dancer, right, this includes, and you can think with me out loud, knowing steps, knowing the choreography, having your artist portfolio ready to go at all times, even sometimes having the correct dance wear or having like multiple options for dance wear, whether you're in a master class or if you're in an audition. And if you think of any other ways we think about being ready or preparation as far as being a dancer, put it down in the comments below. So when we're talking about preparation, you only feel as confident as you are ready. You only can feel as confident as you are prepared. Just think about theater week. You're in rehearsals for X amount of weeks, and now it is time for tech. Depending on how that last week or last few days of rehearsal went, or maybe even the day before, you can feel like, I don't know, I don't really want to get on stage and I don't even want to do tech. But I'm going to tell you something. Your preparation does not just hinge upon perfection. Because if we take the same scenario that I just said, and we're talking about having to do tech week, right? Let's say all the while you guys were rehearsing, you were feeling pretty good, right? And then let's say that last day of work, before you guys are going into the studio, you're like, oh my gosh, either like, I totally like bombed this one section, or me and my partner didn't have our groove. That was just one day in comparison to all these other weeks you've been preparing. And so you have to understand that being a professional dancer is not about, oh, I'm just going to go out and just going to fly by the seat of my pants. No, you have to prepare yourself. You have to prepare your body. It is very advantageous to prepare your mind. And I would even go so far as to say to prepare your spirit. You know, I I think it's so amazing when I just think about how much I have changed and evolved with my preparation, specifically going into like a show week, right? So I think before it was really easy for me, depending on if something happened, for me to get a little jolted. But as time went on and as I developed more as an artist, I think I've mastered being kind of like cool as a cucumber. So that looks like for me, whether or not curtain gets pushed back 5 minutes, or whether or not something happens on stage, like, how are you going to handle that? Are you going to like freak out? Or are you going to be like, oh man, I messed up in this section, so the section that I have in act 3, or you know, at the closing act, I'm just going to allow myself to totally be bombed? No. I remember I was guesting and the strangest thing happened. You know, me and one of my other dance partners, we were all in a group together in a section. It was like a quartet. We were all dancing, and you know, we found our rhythm and everything like that. And then when we got to the theater and people started giving instructions, you know how sometimes, dancers can kind of just not mind their business sometimes. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be careful during tech week. You know what I'm saying? Because things can get a little touchy. And so I just remember hearing hearing other people have so many other things to say, and it really, really bombed out one of the dancers that I was going on stage with. And it made me so upset because I'm like, man, we had a groove. Her and I were mirroring each other. Then the guys were mirroring each other. And she was leading us out on stage for our section. And they had just totally bombarded her with all these new notes. And it wasn't directors. I am an avid believer in respecting and honoring your directors. I know everyone does not always do everything right, but these were not directors of the company. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And you know what? When it was time for us to go out, I think she went out on a, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. She went out on like the 2 or the and. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Or 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 instead of the 8, or the and instead of the 8. And it really did kind of push everything back. But you know what? I think I was stage right. I just went with it. I didn't allow it to make me flustered, and I was not trying to monopolize the space on stage and just say, oh my gosh, this is where we're supposed to be, so I'm gonna just try to do it. Forget about where my partner is. I'm just gonna try to get it right. No. Now the new rhythm that we were on, we just had to go with that rhythm, and eventually the movement caught up. But preparation gave me a platform to showcase my confidence in that moment and other moments as well. The next part about how you can build your confidence as a dancer is acceptance. What can acceptance look like? Understanding when you have to work on something because it's not up to par, whether you feel it in yourself or not, or a director or a choreographer has made you aware. Acceptance can also look like, hey, my arabesque may not exactly look like hers, but I'm going to use my body. I'm going to use my back. I'm going to use my lower abdominal muscles. I'm going to use my épaulement. Ting. You know what I'm saying? Acceptance, let's see. Acceptance can also, hold on, y'all, because I don't know. Y'all, I'm trying to do it up on YouTube, and the electronics just sometimes don't be electronics in. Acceptance can also look like, let's see. Let me know if you have some examples in the comments as well. Acceptance can also look like, at the end of the day, not beating yourself up because you're not at a certain point yet. You know what I mean? So I remember my first full-time ballet contract. And baby, when we had to do Italian Fuertes, I said, now what now? My leg has to go like yumpy yump bum buddy up bum di da da di di da di da di da. And I was just like, but you know what? I kept practicing. I looked at dancers practicing, and this was my first year. And I remember being in the other studio practicing, and a dancer who's been like a vet in the company, she walked past and she was like, hey, when you're coming down, brush through your first position. So in Italian Fuerte, you're going, let's see, alla se con, come down, sweep through first position. Now you're in that quasi, and then you do like this Fuerte, boom, and you're in attitude, right? But you gotta also keep that knee up. And so that was such a special moment for me because I appreciated her helping me, but I accepted that I needed to get better in those Italian Fuertes because, baby, we're doing them like 55 times on stage, and you're on stage for it, And so it's almost like When you have that acceptance piece, you become more comfortable with who you are as an artist. And it also breeds a level of maturity, you know, because you're like, okay, I'm not going to beat myself up because I don't have this step perfectly, or because this does not look exactly the way I want it to look right now, or exactly the way the director wants it to look right now. I'm going to work on it. I've always found the work of dance so beautiful. So beautiful. And I think in order for every dancer who wants to become a professional to get to that point, you have to open yourself up to exploration. You have to learn how to sometimes laugh at yourself. And you have to, you know, just kind of fall in love with the process. Somebody may get it easier. Like, it's some stuff that, you know, I have to do just being in class or something. And I'm like, how is this person doing it so easily? I have like long legs, I have long arms, but you know, you learn to work with your body. And I'm gonna tell y'all this fun fact. I'm about to tell on myself. Y'all, I didn't get Petit Allegro until after I graduated college. I was always so confused. When I tell you, when teachers used to be like, okay, when I knew we were like off the bar and like it's time for Petit Allegro, on the inside, like I never did a show on the outside, but on the inside, I was so annoyed because it's almost like I would become anxious because I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have this. But you know what? It wasn't until I became a full-time professional that when I noticed I still had that feeling, I'm like, no, I'm just going to try. And if I mess up right here, I'm just going to take it bit by bit. Now I can string together Petit Allegro. And I'm going to tell you something, because I, you know, had these feelings of anxiousness because I'm like, people are probably judging me. People are here and we're professionals and they're probably like, how is she even in this company? She can't even do Petit Allegro, X, Y, and Z. Baby, that's a whole nother story. Boop. But I let all that stuff get to me, and it honestly crowded my thought process and my ability to explore and to learn and to be teachable. Listen, now I'm like, oh, what we about to do for Petit Allegro? Long legs and all. So yeah, these are my secrets to, baby, I'm just trying to do one thing and the phone trying to do something else. And it's just not giving. So these are my secrets to gaining confidence as a dancer, or gaining confidence as a professional dancer. Two-pronged: preparation. The second one is acceptance. That is today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my channel, or share this video with any dancer you think might need it. Or if you're a dance teacher, share this with your dance students and then tell them to subscribe to your girl's YouTube channel. And then you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because we're coming with the content. I don't know why I did this. I guess this is content, not paper content. We're coming with the content for dancers. I made up my mind. August 2023, I answered one of the calls. Okay, I answered one of the calls and I was like, you know what? I'm being a solution. And we're going to be dancing together. We're going to be improving together. We're going to be becoming valuable, visible artists, and artists who hone in on longevity for their professional dance careers. And with that being said, do not forget to follow your girl on Instagram at The Dance Career Coach. Until next time, happy dancing, and I love you.